Welcome into Montana Max's kitchen as we show you beautiful, easy, delicious outdoor grilling, cooking, firing it up, whatever you want, we got it here for you with Montana Max. And after all, that's me. We're going to show you one of our most requested recipes that we get. When we're doing events or special things for people, they always say, I want the Montana Max BBQ Street Corn. So we're going to show you how simple, how easy it is to do this today, right here on Kittch. And you can't do barbecue street corn without, bam, a whole pile of corn right there. And we have this corn soaking in a pan of water. This is one of the most crucial steps when it comes to cooking your corn on a gas grill or a pellet grill or over the fire, all right? So your corn needs to soak in a pan of water for a minimum of 30 minutes. Optimally, you would look for about an hour's worth of time. Now, if we pull this up here and show you, this corn here has all been desilked. We got all those nasty strings out of there as best as we can. We want to pull those corn stalks all the way down so we can get everything that's living all the way to the bottom. Because at the end of this, we're actually going to be using this as a delicious handle to hold our delicious corn. I'm going to be saying delicious a lot here because that's what the outcome of cooking this corn is. Also, when we desilk this corn, we want to pull off the outer husk. It's going to give us more access to use the bottom of this as a handle, and it's going to clean up everything and also prevent any additional types of burning that may occur if your leaves should contact your high heat. Now for this recipe, we're gonna be cooking at about 350 degrees, all right? It's gonna do a little give or take there, and I'm gonna show you how to get your corn perfect every time. So let's go ahead, jump into this, then we'll come back inside, mix up our accessories, then we're gonna put it all together, and you'll be amazed at how easy this is. If you serve this to your guests at your next barbecue, you may not be able to get them to leave. So let's head out onto the deck. All right, we're outside on the deck and we've got the pellet grill fired up to 350 degrees. You can also do this on a gas grill, and we're gonna talk about both ways to do it. In fact, you can actually incorporate them both together. But first things first, we need to start cooking. So we have got our grill set to 350 degrees. Our corn has been soaking once again for an hour, all right? That's twofold. Number one, to help it from burning out on your grill. Number two, that moisture that gets trapped inside this husk is actually going to help the cooking process of the corn by essentially steaming it in its own husk, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's gonna keep moisture in, it's gonna make it nice and crispy and give you that pop. All right, so let's start smoking, because anytime I can add smoke flavor to be an appetizer or a dessert, I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on directly in the center of the grill. Any pellet grill cooks with convection style cooking. And you can actually do this exact same thing in your oven. I would still recommend soaking your corn as well. So we're gonna go ahead, any excess stuff, we can hold it up, let it drip off there. And we're gonna get that beautiful corn sat on there just like that. Now the cook time for this will vary depending on the size of your stock and where you're at in the world, because elevation, barometric pressure, all has a little bit to do, but we're gonna be about 15 minutes of cook time on this corn, all right? 15 minutes of cook time, and how we're actually gonna be able to tell when it's done is by using our finger. And when that corn kernel feels like it's puffed up a little bit and has a little bit of give, then we're gonna know. You can also just go full Montana Max style and pick one up and take a bite. You'll know real quick that way too. Let's talk about the gas grill real quick. If you're cooking your corn on a gas grill at home, no shame to your game. It's awesome too. But what we want to do is we want to set up dual zone cooking, all right? So if we're cooking our corn on a gas grill, we want to fire up every one of our burners, turn it on, get it nice and hot in the chamber. After that, we want to flip off 2 of those burners. Essentially, if you have 3 burners, turn off 2. If you've got 4 burners, turn off 3. We only need 1 burner going once we get that to a temperature of roughly 350 degrees. And remember, the temperature on your dial is going to be a much different temperature than it is on the grates. This is reading from the dome, not on the surface of your grill. After you've regulated your temperature by turning off your excess burners and having 1 hot zone and a cool zone, you're going to take your corn and place that all the way as far as you can away from the hot zone. And that's going to allow your corn to essentially cook in the same way that we're doing here with a convection style of cooking. You're going to create that airflow, right? At the very end, you can take it over to the hot zone, pull those husks back, sear it off, get a nice little char on those kernels, and we're going to show you how to do that on a pellet grill as well. People say charring can't be done. I'm here to tell you, yes it can, with just a little bit of knowledge. So we're going to let the corn do its thing out here. Beautiful day, and thank you for joining us. But let's head back into the kitchen and start fixing up our accessories to flavor. All right, we're back inside, and there is very few steps you need to do to get this recipe right, and that's what makes it great for the summertime season. More time having fun in the sun, less time slaving away and prepping in the kitchen. That's what it's all about, right? So the ingredients that we're going to need that I have in front of me here are cotija cheese. We've got a little bit of olive oil mayo, and we've got our Montana Max barbecue seasoning. And I've also included right there a bottle of sriracha sauce for those who like a little kick to it. Now, we do need some freshness involved too, because you'll find out with following us here on Kittch, we're all about balancing flavors and dynamics and temperatures and freshness. That's how we create an experience. And you'll see with just these very few ingredients, if you try this at home, how much of an experience you'll create, not only for yourselves, but if you serve this at a party for your guests. All right, so first things first, we're gonna have that Mexican inspiration here, so we need a lovely bundle of cilantro, all right? And with any of our recipes, there's a fair 50-50, maybe 60-70 split out there of people who don't enjoy cilantro. Are you one of those people that thinks it tastes like soap? Well, that's okay. With any of our recipes, feel free to substitute, omit, and of course, in the comment sections below the video, let us know if you have questions, comments, concerns, hopes, fears, or dreams, because we're here to be a resource for you. So just put that in the section and I'll get back to you lickety split, as the kids say. All right, so cilantro. Let's throw this up on the big screen real quick. Hello, cilantro. Right there on the cutting board, all rinsed and ready to go. And I'm gonna show you a very simple trick to process your cilantro. Now, when we're doing this street corn style here, we want just the beautiful leaves. We don't want the stalks. Look at that. We don't want to chop that up, this big old rigid stem here. No, 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 no. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sharpest knife that we have. Any knife, you should be working with a very sharp knife here, all right? So we've got our very sharp knife, and I will show you exactly what we're gonna do. This is so simple. We're gonna go ahead and bundle all this up so all of our leaves are facing the same direction here. Give it a little turn there. And we're gonna take our blade and hold it at roughly a 45-degree angle. And we're just gonna slide that down. We're just gonna slide it down, turn over the bundle, and repeat that process. And look, we are just shedding leaves off, and we are almost left with just the stems of the cilantro. Look at that. Look at that. It's almost like magic. Don't take the time to pull each one of those off individually. Now, you'll get a few little stem monsters in there, but we can always get rid of that. And that will be pretty good right there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, get that together, find any of those little extraneous stems that may have got through, but that saved us right there a few minutes of time that we can be out relaxing with our friends or our family, right? So we'll just go ahead and pull that out, get those all together, and we're gonna use our knife as the tool. It's a tool, it's a kitchen tool, right? It's as intended. So we're gonna go ahead and use it as a lever fashion. We're gonna put one hand here, grip nicely, and then down here, we're gonna counterweight our blade so we can rock and chop that cilantro up. Now, this is a rustic type of dish, mind you, so you can just go ahead. If you want your leaves a little bit bigger and more out there, you can do that. If you want them really finely minced, you can do that as well. We're gonna try to go in between the two here. We'll switch directions, come back over the top, and keep working that just into the middle and get some nice rough chop in there, okay? So simple, so simple. All right, there we go. We've got our rough chopped cilantro ready to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my blade and move that over to the side. That's the last thing we're gonna do is garnish with that. And so we wanna leave it out. We don't wanna put it in a bag or a container because that moisture from chopping it will make it go limp and lame and soggy. So we're gonna let that air hit it so it stays nice, fresh, and vibrant. Just look at it on the cutting board there. Right now it's screaming, this is gonna be a vibrant finish, and I'm really digging that. All right, now, step number 2, simple step number 2, right? We're going to give our mayo a little love here, all right? Now, I like using an olive oil-based mayonnaise here. I wouldn't use Miracle Whip, but if you prefer that tangy zip, by all means, feel free to make it your own. You could also use a crema or any sort of cream, Greek yogurt, thing like that to vary up your flavor profile with this. But whatever you do, just keep it nice and simple. That's what it's all about here. Now, we've got a lime here that I have done split in half, all right? The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna take a little grater and we're gonna go ahead and just work the outside and incorporate some lime zest into our mayonnaise. This is gonna do 2 things. It's gonna give us a little extra spark of flavor, but it's also gonna create aromatics into the dish, all right? Aromatics are just as important because when we're eating food, whether it's street corn or a 5-course meal, guess what? We eat with our eyes long before it ever tastes our palate, right? So we wanna create a good impression right out of the gate here. So we're gonna get that zest from that lime. Let's see if we can get a better look at that. It's coming together. I'll lift her up. There we go. Look at that beautiful zest that's in there, right? We're rocking, we're rolling, no time at all, just make it quick. And here's your zest tip. When it comes to limes and lemons, but specifically limes, because limes have a little bit thinner skin than a lemon does, but we want to just get the very outside of the rind. If we start getting in where you can see white, you risk making your whole concoction bitter. Because once you get past that little green on the outside, that rind is not going to be good, okay? So we want to just go nice and light, work our way around there. All right, and we've got beautiful zest on there too. Let's not waste any of that. Let's not waste any of that. There we go. Next thing, we're going to jump into the drawer here and get out our citrus squeezing tool, okay? This is one of my favorite things, especially this one because it has both lemon and lime compartments, all right? We're going to add in this lime juice that we just zested into the mayonnaise, okay? And this is the same process whether you use a Greek yogurt or a sour cream or a crema, okay? We're gonna go ahead and add half of that lime, not the full lime, mind you. We're gonna start with half of that lime, okay? Grab ourselves out a fork and mix it up. Now, besides adding fresh flavor with that lime juice, it's also going to help thin that mayonnaise out, right? It's gonna help thin that mayonnaise out and make it much more spreadable over the surface of the corn, okay? You can do this without doing this step, but you're gonna notice that mayonnaise is gonna get very thick on your corn very quick, and we just want a nice light coating for our street corn. There we go, a little flecks of zest in there, extra lime, and now that mayo has got a lot smoother. It's not so clumpy, and it's not gonna be so rich. It's gonna be nice, all right? Summertime, that's what we're thinking about. Light, nice, full of flavor, all right? There we go. That's essentially all the prep you have to do for this recipe. It's so simple, but ever so delicious. I'm really excited for you to try this recipe at home, and we're gonna head back out to the deck and go take a peek and see how our corn is doing. All right, it's been about 15 to 25 minutes here. We are ready to pull our corn off. So let's go ahead, pop into the grill, get it on the plate, and I'm gonna show you how to dress your street corn for success, right? We've got our corn ready to go here. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out, and you'll be able to see right there on the camera what happens to the husk. They are gonna get dry, they are gonna get brittle, and you gotta make sure you soak your corn. If you take away anything, if you're grilling or smoking corn, soak it, because these very easily will catch on fire. All right, Now, simple, simple, simple. That's the name of the game here. We are going to go ahead and pull those husks all the way back on each one of these ears of corn. And as promised, I'm going to show you real quickly how you would get a searer to get a little bit of char on these corn kernels. We can press those and we can feel those are ready to sink our teeth into. But if you want a little extra color, which isn't going to matter a whole lot, but some people like to have that char on their corn, all you're going to want to do is take your corn and set it on the front level as close as you can to the door of your smoker. That's the hottest part of a pellet grill. Now, I'm not going to take the time to do that in this video because, like I said, it's all going to be covered up. But on your smoker, right over the front or very back of the baffle, and that's how you're going to get char on a smoker. Let's go ahead and dress these bad boys up now. First things first, we have our olive oil mayo, lime zest, and lime juice concoction. And we're going to just take that, and you'll see, look at that. How easily that makes a nice spread on that ear of corn, all right? We're going to go ahead and get all three of these busted out there. You can still see the corn through the mayonnaise and lime mixture. That's what you want. You don't want it to be caked, right? This is a flavor component, all right? We want people to enjoy the corn, not to enjoy the mayo. So we're going to go ahead, brush that up and down, get that into those crevices there, and get a really nice, even coating all the way, top to bottom, right? May be a little messy, but we got a nice handle for people to hold on to as they're enjoying it, all right? There we go. Bam. Step one, done. Now we're going to come through with our MontanMaxBBQ seasoning, and we are just going to go ahead and liberally sprinkle that over the corn here, all right? Get some nice color, just with a pinch of your fingers there. Go ahead and get a nice, generous sprinkle on that corn. There we go, looking good. We hold it at an angle when we do it. We can actually get a little bit of that drop down to help with the even distribution of our barbecue seasoning, right? If you wanted to go more traditional style on this, you could season with tahini. All right, now we're coming back with our cotija cheese, and we're gonna go ahead and get busy with it, right? Get busy with it. Get heavy-handed. Everyone loves a little cheese there, right? Do that same thing. Yeah, and you want it to stick like that. That's all right. All over. Do not be bashful. There we go. Now, last things last here, and we'll take these inside actually and put them on a nice either wood cutting board or plate for presentation. But we'll go ahead now, come back over with our sriracha. And notice we're doing this outside, so we can get a little messy and have a little fun with it. And then we come back with our fresh chopped cilantro. That is looking glorious. And we're ready to enjoy some beautiful street corn. Let's pop back inside, get these on the close-up camera for you to check out, and then we'll have a taste. We're back inside. We've got them on a nice cutting board, and we've got everything ready to serve up for friends, family, whoever might stop by with this easy delicacy, Montana Max Smoked BBQ Street Corn. Doesn't get much easier, and it doesn't get much better than this. Let's flip it over to the big screen. There you go. Check it out. Let's go ahead and lift one of these bad boys up for you and give you the real nice close-up view. Woo! That is a bunch of flavor ready to rock and roll. There's only one thing left to do. Let's have a little taste. I got it all in my mustache and my beard. But that is good barbecue right there. If it's a little messy, you're having a little fun and you're doing it just right. Thank you for spending some time watching our video today on BBQ Smoked Street Corn, Montana Max style. Give us a follow here on Kittch, join us on our live streams, and check out our website where you can find all sorts of fun stuff, including our line of sauces. We look forward to seeing you again, and hopefully you'll stop in on one of our live streams as well. I'm Montana Max, this is Kittch, and we're glad you're here. Have a good afternoon, everybody.